Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Chicago Bears. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about... the call. Now Fields. Man open is Robinson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And off comes to Montgomery.
Devin White, the Bucs' leading tackler in their Super Bowl run, in on the stop. Well, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, is so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. From the gun, here's Fields. And he fires one incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And it's third down. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Forced out to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And now off to the races down the right side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Brady now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
To throw again on second down. Brady, right side. That's complete to Gronkowski. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, it's a question that's been asked over and over and over, but CD, I'll pose it to you anyway. What do you have to do defensively to stop Tom Brady?
It's one of the great questions in the NFL, and there are a ton of defensive coaches who are retired at this point because they tried to stop Tom Brady and couldn't get it done. You've got to have excellent defenders, guys who can stick to their men like glue, because he's so good at finding those open receivers and then putting the ball into tight windows and completing passes.
Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown, his second touchdown on the season, and the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes the score 7-0.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
6 yards left on second down.
Running with Montgomery from the pistol. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
To throw is Fields. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Fields to the veteran Robinson for the Chicago first.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Play action. It's Fields.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the linemen, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Back to throw. Fields.
Caught out left side by Robinson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Fields now to throw.
Steps away to his left.
And his throw here's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The Bears on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Montgomery back to the ground. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On second down now, it's Cohen fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive.
Now it's Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Bears on the move. They've got another 1st down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Fields. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson. His 3rd touchdown now on on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's do this. At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From the gun, it's Brady. This one complete to Giovanni Bernard. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it.
Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
That's what I'm talking about.
Santos now to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score Bears 14, Buccaneers 7. Highway Santos kicking off from Chicago.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the... Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
On third down, Bernard.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run.
A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs. In the top 5 in the NFL, it's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26, and they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From the 6. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they gave up the pick-6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around? And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 29. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll run on first down. Montgomery. Oh, it springs free. Montgomery loses it. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Montgomery. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now the point after try for Santos. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Bears 28, Buccaneers 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. He'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
3 down, 3 down.
Shadow! Hey, check Mike 45, check Mike 45. I'm on 50.
Now Brady. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4.
But give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play. But it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it. And 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points.
Oh, and now some space to operate. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. That deserves a couple exclamation points.
And what was impressive to me is not just how much he wanted it, but how he fashioned it. I mean, he was shedding tacklers left and right, evading tacklers left and right. And when you think about the energy it takes to ward guys off, that's really impressive. He still managed to keep his balance and turn this into a fantastic run.
And you can see on the next-gen stats here, his total distance covered close to 90 yards that time.
Highway Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Desmond Trufant. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Brady.
He's going to drop this one down to Bernard.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer 1st down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
Brady's throw there complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
60 Mike, 60 Mike, 60 Mike. 72.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon. Touchdown! Complete at the 1. Rob Gronkowski, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are able to get a score back.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. On play action, it's Brady. And my goodness, another interception. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. On first down, Brady. And this is caught by Evans. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6.
He don't want it. Watch the eye.
To throw, it's Brady. He drops it off for Bernard. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a first down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Switch. Check. Watch the safety creep. Go on. No, thicky.
Brady to throw again. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Bucs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Double tight. 3 down. 45 to Mike.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, it's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4.
Now Fields.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. .43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. He's going to let it fly. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big pickup of 38. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meat...
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Throwing on second and long. Brady. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs are able to close the gap just a bit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Here's Cohen now to return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now, to put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and
smile.
shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.